Hello, we're at Oxtools today. We've just arrived, walking around the cross country. I've got my dressage in like an hour, uh, so I've got to go pretty quick so I don't miss that. I need like a good half an hour warming up so Lourdes listens to me. The cross country is a similar course to what it was last time, but it has changed, and I think it's quite interesting to do the same course twice to see if Lourdes has actually learned anything. It's nice that it is the same, similar course, but it's not too similar. And Lourdes can do the same hack 15 times, spook in the same place each time. So it is still good for her to do the same thing. She still learns. I have done a few events since the last time I was here. It was just raining so bad that none of the cameras worked. And actually my dressage test, if you were filming, the rain was so bad you couldn't actually see me in the arena. But I actually did quite well. It's always the case, the one I don't film is always the one I do quite well in. But oh well, hopefully today, because I've had a good cross country, I've had a good show jumping, and I've had a good dressage. I've just never had them on the same day. Anyway, fence 12 is similar to what it was last time. She does spook at water, so it's actually quite nice that it's similar but not too different to what it is. I just don't know where I'm going out.
Yeah,
That's
where?
12. Oh, I guess B is the water and C is like duck.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out. I'll just improvise. So just finished walking the cross country. I'll then warm up for the dressage. The next time you'll see me, I'll be doing the dressage. So I start by coming off the left rein, just because Lourdes finds it easier. You can see she's not entirely straight. Her hind is kind of pushing over to the left. I think she was just backing off from the car, and as well she was going away from the warm-up arena. So she wasn't entirely forward, but when she's coming back nicely now, she's coming towards the arena, and I turn my shoulder to make the perfect 20-meter circle. The ground had worn in a little bit, so there was already a 20-meter circle outlined in the grass, so that was a bit easier. So I just had to follow that because I was the second day, so they had a whole day of going round and round and round in circles. I try not to follow the original outline, and I try and push into the corner further than everyone else did, and I try and push into this corner further, so it sets me up straight to go across my diagonal. I was really focusing on being as accurate as possible so I can get those easy marks. So when I turn into the other rein, I know there's going to be a canter transition, so I really sit and really ask Lourdes really firmly to get that transition so she listens to my legs, so she reacts when I ask. It was quite a nice transition, but her head raised a little bit. I did warm up during my trot canter transitions, and she did get quite nice, but because I stood for a minute or two, I think she wasn't entirely focused before I went in. But anyway, she slipped there because it was really slippy. It was a really slippy day. But anyway, it was a nice transition down into trot, and I followed the outline on the ground to get that 20-meter circle. I was really focusing on getting it, being as accurate as I can, because the test I did before, I wasn't entirely accurate, and I didn't get the score I wanted. So I'm really trying to drive home being accurate as I can. And Lourdes was in a nice mood, so she was listening to me, and I could place her where I wanted to. There were a few occasions where she wasn't willing to go into the corners, but I don't know my score yet, but I seemed to get away with it. This is a really nice forward diagonal, and she's keeping herself in a frame. And that transition was better, but I missed the corner out completely. I wasn't in there at all because I was too worried about the transition that I wasn't focusing about the corner. But there's a lot of 20-meter circles in this test. I'm not sure why there were so many, but I'm sure they could have spiced it up a little bit by doing something else. But anyway, I'm not complaining. It was quite a simple test, just me focusing on Lourdes. I didn't have to focus on where I was going. I did know the test. It was one I've done before, and I am reaching the end now. So this walk is I was just focusing on keeping her in a nice rhythm. She's got some nice paces there. She seems to be holding herself quite well. And it's not a free walk on a long rein, it's a medium walk. So I'm not letting the reins go. I'm not encouraging her head down. I'm still holding her in a frame, but I'm still using her back legs to push her forward. And that was a really nice transition. Her head didn't, she tripped there. I remember that. That was really frustrating because it was quite a nice turn onto the centre line, but she tripped. So in that downward transition, I was really focused on keeping her straight so she doesn't swing her bum out to the left. So I've just done my dressage. I think it looks nice, but I don't think it didn't feel how it looked, if you know what I mean. She didn't like go into the corners as much as I was asking her to. She felt like she was pushing a little bit through the bridle, which is all, you know, baby quirks. I've just walked the show jumping, and the corners, the people I've watched go round are slipping in the corners. So I'm going to take it really steady. I'm not going to cut the corners. I'm just going to do some nice big loops. I'm not really doing it for the time. I'm only doing it to get a clear round. I don't want to slip for something I do. Apart from that, it's quite a nice course, easier than the one I did last time. There's no trees to crash into. But yeah, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to go warm up. So I've just done the show jumping. It wasn't the best show jumping in the world because I haven't done it in a very long time because I've been out from my injury. So she's a bit rusty. I was a bit rusty. I got a pole down because she's, if in doubt, put another stride in, and Tonic, the other horse I ride, is if in doubt, take one out. So I just got used to sitting back and letting the jump just kind of fly over, whereas I, put my body weight up on her shoulders. So yeah, that was my fault, but the second pole was her fault, so we're even. Positives though, she was really forward and she listened to me when I was turning, because I didn't want to do really tight turns because it was really slippy. I slipped in the warm-up and I was watching other people slip, so I was just like big old circles and make sure I was on the correct leg, so she's balanced. Also, she was very forward, so hopefully she takes that forward energy and puts it in the cross country, which I have in a minute. It is absolutely boiling. It's really cloudy and humid, so yeah, everyone's sweating like mad. And a bit nervous because I haven't done the cross country in a while either. So, Christ. Anyway, fingers crossed.
10 seconds. Ellie Clark, believe. Maybe up to the last two complete. We'll get entering in 4 then to not moment. They are travelling over the long step down 11AB. Now towards the next combination waterway. Back onto dry land. Over the sea element they go. Past Point Ranger, Lord Dead. Now around this course as always coming up start off under the guidance of Alan Robinson. Go, thank you Richard Watson. Way picking up start box under the guidance of Alan Robinson. Go, thank you Richard Watson. Time in, Lucy Cowley and Rusty Louis. 4 minutes 12 seconds.
Woohoo!
6 time penalties.
Oh, well done, Monty. Wonderful.
Ever done it?
Oh, well done.
My camera fell off.
She was incredible.
My camera fell off. I didn't get any of it.
Oh,
Awesome. So I've just done the cross country. I'm so happy with that. It's the best. I think that's the best cross country I've ever done. Unlucky, my camera fell off just as I was starting, so I couldn't film it. But that's always the case. The one time it goes really nicely, I can't film it. But anyway, I lost a shoe, a front shoe. It flung into the jump and made a hell of a noise. Like I thought something happened, but I just looked back and I saw this flying across the field. But yeah, that's all good. She was really forward and really nice to ride. It's really slippy. I know I think I've said that, but I've slipped 3 or 4 times, just literally going in a straight line. So really slippy. So I took it really steady, but still got around in 3 minutes 50, 10 seconds faster than what I should have, but oh well. She's been washed down, walked off. She's had a bit of grass and a bit of water. I'm so happy with her. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next one.